Dana.
And Senator Markwayne Mullin, Republican of Oklahoma, joins us now. An increase in attacks against ICE agents. Just look at this chart, kind of hard to take. January 21st versus June 30th. 2024 was 10. 2025, 79. That's a 690% increase, sir. How do you see it?
Well, Dana, it's not surprising. When you have the Democrats that are out there constantly villainizing the ICE agents, actually leading the charge towards obstruction and getting in their way and not treating them with respect as true law enforcement, this is going to continue to happen. And the most damning thing about this, Dana, is this absolutely silence from the Democrat Party. If this was any other time, you'd have every Democrat out there saying that we need gun control, and that'd be the first place they ran to. Now they're not saying a word about it. At the same time, President Trump is trying to install law and order back in these blue states, in these blue cities where these criminals are running rampant. And this is a criminal attack. There is no question, Dana, that this was organized. When you have individuals with the tactical gear that they had, when you have jammers that are on site, you have an ambush that is truly set up the way that it was. This was, as you said, this is not a peaceful demonstration. This was a planned attack, and the Democrats should be held responsible that have been vandalizing the ICE agents for the last, what, 3 months, 4 months?
Senator, find out more for us on this person who was shot and killed in McAllen. Said to be 27 years old, from the state of Michigan, no prior record. His name is Ryan Lewis Mosqueda. He showed up with a car that had Cordis Dei, which is a Latin phrase meaning day of the heart, which corresponds with some video game that apparently has a revolutionary movement that aims to cripple capitalist governments. Can you tie all that together, and what have you found out about this person?
Of course you can. When you have some type of, I haven't got a briefing on it. I actually plan on getting briefed today. But when you have someone with a little bit of mental illness or this fantasy about what they perceive to be reality around them, and then you have government officials like the Democrats from the Senate to the House, a Democrat Party that is out there literally feeding into your beliefs because of whatever your reality world that you live in, this is going to continue to feed that type of aggression. When you live by fire, when you stir up fire and that is your base, that fire is going to eventually come at you, and unfortunately it's going to start burning innocent individuals. And what I mean by that, these are the ICE agents that are just trying to do their job. I mean, these are sworn officers that are getting criminals. These aren't immigrants, these are criminals. There's a huge difference between immigrants and criminals. Criminals are the ones that came over illegally, and they continue to be illegal inside the United States. Unfortunately, that huge population is also creating a tremendous amount of crime, and now you have organized crime that's feeding off the Democrat Party, that is feeding off the individuals that have this false reality. And I believe that this is going to continue to happen, and it should never, ever take place. They should be condemning this action right now. Every Democrat leader should be condemning what happened, and yet they haven't said a single word about it.
Well, there was one thing that was said, and this was told to Axios by a House Democrat, unnamed, and you could imagine why when I read this to you. Democrats told to get shot for the anti-Trump resistance. Quote, our own base is telling us that what we're doing is not good enough. There needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public. Do you have any Democratic colleagues? I know that's a House Democrat that said that, but anyone in the Senate pushing back and saying this is not the way to go, guys?
I would hope that that is just a false story that Axios is putting out there, that there was actually not an elected leader that would actually say that. Unfortunately, I believe it probably is true. And no, I have not heard one person condemning that. That enough, Dana, should scare the living daylights out of you. This is why the American people chose to go with President Trump and the Republican Party, because they're tired of this lawlessness. They're tired of this criminal activity that's continuing to take place. They're tired of the pandering to illegals, to criminal activities that the Democrat Party is leaning into, this woke DEI, do what feels right, forget about law and order, defund the police mentality that the Democrat Party has fed into their base. The American people want a country that they can walk down the streets and feel safe. They want to be able to go jogging. They want to know their kids are going to be safe when they're outside in the streets riding their bikes. They want to know that the fentanyl isn't going to kill some innocent kid that just accidentally took something that he didn't know what he was taking. They want to make sure that we have law and order back in our streets, and that's what President Trump is delivering for the American people. And yet the Democrat Party is pushing back on it. And these are the same people they allowed to come across our southern border. What did they think was going to happen? They own this. This is their fault. This is their responsibility.
Senator, thank you for your time.
And just to be clear, I just want to be clear. I mean, Axios put that out there yesterday. There was no other pushback, and we had it on the 5 as well. So they're not making it up.
No, I know, but I would hope they are, but I believe they're right. It just is sickening that any Democrat leader would ever say that.
Well, it's likely to get worse, unfortunately.
I agree.
Senator, thank you for your time. We'll follow all of it. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.